Hi guys, it's Megan from Skinny Fitalicious. If you know me, you know my blog, skinnyfitalicious.com, where you get all kinds of gluten-free, easy, low-calorie recipes that are quick to make and perfect for people that are watching their weight or trying to lose weight. This morning I'm doing a fun Facebook Live. That's why I'm popping in so early. And I'm cooking up a recipe for one of the websites that I actually freelance for. And I'm creating a recipe for them, and I thought I'd pop on Facebook Live and do like a little mini cooking demo for you guys. How fun is that, huh? So we can kind of cook together like, you know, we're on whatever the name of those cooking shows are on TV that my mom's always watching, so I can feel a little bit famous. So anyways, I'm going to walk you through the recipe and show you how it's done and how you can make a quick and easy recipe in under 20 or 30 minutes. I will warn you, I have to take a couple of photo shoots in between, so you're just going to have to be patient with me and watch. But to get started, I have a frying pan, and I am just going to put it on medium heat and add a little bit of extra virgin olive oil. I like this organic one that I buy. So I'm just going to add probably about a half a tablespoon. I don't need much fat here. I'm going to add a half a tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil, and then I have a bunch of veggies that I chopped up ahead of time. So what I like to do is, like the night before I make a big recipe or a big meal, I like to prep all the veggies and cut them up. It really just sort of cuts back on all the work when you have everything chopped and ready to go and you can just grab it and go. I kind of let it sit out of the refrigerator for like 20 minutes or so, just to kind of let it get room temperature, because you never want to take anything directly from the refrigerator and put it right on the stove. It just doesn't taste as well and it doesn't cook up as well. So I've got some red bell pepper and some green bell pepper that I chopped up. I also have some zucchini noodles that I'm using in place of pasta to make it a lower carb and a lower calorie dish. So to start out, I am just going to throw in the bell pepper. And I'm going to let that saute for a little bit. Actually, I'm going to let that come up just a little bit. So the thing is that, the other thing that I want to mention is I know a lot of people, for those of you who don't know me, I'm also a nutrition practitioner, and I help women lose weight every single day. I have women coming to me all the time in their mid-30s, mid to late 30s, who are really struggling to lose weight, or they're really struggling to make healthy recipes and make healthy a lifestyle for them and their family. It's really difficult. So I am all about shortcuts. Before I became a nutrition practitioner and before I started freelancing and really running my website full time, I was a full-time IT consultant. I worked 80 hours a week. I traveled every single week, and I still managed to lose 80 pounds when I was on the road for 80 weeks. That was 7 years ago, and I was able to do it because I got really creative in how I was eating and some of the selections I made. And I'm telling you this because, when I was even at home during the week, it could be really difficult when you're working those long hours. Even though I would be working from home or commuting to a client that was local, I would get home 7, 8 o'clock at night, and it was like, there's just no time to prep a healthy dinner. So again, I'm all about using shortcuts. So if you can't get like fresh bell pepper at the store and chop it up the night before, if you just don't have the time, another thing I like to do and have done in the past is you can buy them frozen, already pre-cut. Trader Joe's has them. I love them. You can just get them and thaw them out, and they're ready to go. You just throw them in the pan. The other thing is a lot of the supermarkets now have fresh produce that's already pre-cut. And to me, it is so worth the extra money getting those things, because they're huge time savers, and you're getting a bunch of healthy food for not that much more money. I mean, some of them are expensive, but really when you look at what your value of your time is, sometimes you have to weigh that pro and con. And to me, there's a huge pro in terms of getting those taking those shortcuts when it comes to cooking. You're still getting a ton of health benefits, and to me, spending that extra money is a lot less money than maybe what you're going to spend down the road when you have a certain health condition that you're dealing with. Okay, so it sounds like the bell pepper is going. I'm just going to stir that up a little bit. And I've got some chopped chicken, some organic chopped chicken here. I actually buy that frozen, and I keep, they come frozen, like wrapped as individual chicken breasts. I buy them organic. And I just take out what I need throughout the week. That way I have like lean protein in the freezer ready to go whenever I need it. Super simple, you just thaw it out, and then you don't have to like really think too far in advance about meal prepping. It just makes it easy when you've got options already on hand. So I have some chicken breasts that I just kind of cleaned up and chopped up into some little slices, and I'm going to add that to the mix here in a bit. And then I'll probably take like a picture of it. I just wanted to get that bell pepper kind of going a little bit, getting it sauteed. And then I'm going to add some salt and pepper. I've got some sea salt. Turn that down just a bit. And some fresh cracked pepper. I'm just going to add that. And then I'm going to just take one quick photo and I'll be back. Okay, so I took 4, actually, so I lied. So the next thing I'm going to do is I actually have my Cajun seasoning. So I made some just homemade Cajun seasoning, and one thing I should tell you guys is, you know, if you're going to the store and you're buying those seasonings in the packets, read the back of the labels, please, because a lot of them have some funky ingredients in them. I mean, I used to buy like taco seasoning in the packets that you get at the store. And one day I realized that there was like all these chemicals and other extra things added. It wasn't just seasoning. So really read the back of those labels and make sure that if you are buying those kind of packets at the store, that they have just the seasonings and nothing else added to them. I don't understand why food companies have to add all the additives and everything else to, you know, those kinds of things, especially when it comes to seasonings. Seasonings, you know, really don't go bad for, you know, too long of a period of time. It really takes quite a while. So to me, it's kind of silly that they do that anyways. So I try to stay away from those seasonings because they're just confusing and they just have all kinds of other things added to them. And I have my pantry stocked with, you know, garlic powder, crushed red pepper, cayenne pepper, paprika, oregano, basil, you know, all of those kinds of things. So for this Cajun seasoning, I just took things right out of my pantry, made it. It's 1 teaspoon of everything. So 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1 teaspoon paprika, 1 teaspoon cayenne pepper, 1 teaspoon onion powder, and I think I did a half teaspoon of crushed red pepper. That's the only half teaspoon, and 1 teaspoon of oregano. So I'm just going to add this in here, and I'm probably not going to do all of it, just like half. Because I don't have that much chicken breast. I'm just going to give it a stir. And the chicken breast is already kind of starting to get cooked because I sliced it pretty thin. I like to do that. That way I don't have to wait forever for things to cook, especially like a really thick chicken breast. It just takes forever sometimes. So the next thing I'm going to do is I have some tomatoes. I just bought like 2 plum tomatoes at the store and just kind of diced them up real finely. And I'm going to throw those into the dish. So it's kind of like, you know, a spaghetti pasta. Give that a stir. It smells incredible, by the way. I'm just going to let that come together here. The other thing you can do is if you don't, again, getting back to the hacks, if you don't want to buy, you know, whole tomato and chop it up yourself, you can do a canned tomato. There's plenty of canned tomatoes that are free of salt and sodium and sugar. There's tons of them. You just have to read the labels to make sure that they don't have any of those things added, and it's just pure canned tomatoes. No salt, no sodium, no anything else. That's another way you can get a good shortcut in and, you know, make a meal a lot easier, but still healthy. The other thing for this recipe that's kind of unique that I'm sneaking in here, and this is one thing that you might really love, I'm adding some healthy fat. So you may have noticed I only added just a little teeny weeny bit of extra virgin olive oil to the recipe, and that's because I have more healthy fat coming in the form of cashews. So I really wanted the sauce to be kind of thick and really kind of like an Alfredo slash marinara mixed together, like a vodka penne maybe, I don't know, something like that. And so a lot of times what I'll do in my recipes is I will add cashews because they're such a great form of healthy fats, and they just make this like amazing thick sauce. There's just something about cashews. They're real creamy, almost like a cheese-like texture. So instead of adding a bunch of cheese or cream to a pasta sauce, I'll just use cashews. What I did is I just took like a half a cup of raw cashews that I got at the store, and they're just raw. They're not roasted, they're not salted, anything, just raw cashews. And I throw them into a small little blender that I have, and I throw in about 2 to 3 tablespoons of almond milk or whatever milk I have on hand, and I'll just blend it up together, and it makes this nice creamy cheese-like sauce. So I'll throw that into the sauce, and it'll really thicken it and just give it this rich, velvety, silky flavor. It's really nice, and I love doing that instead of doing, you know, like a heavy cream. I mean, those things are just loaded with calories and clogging the arteries. You just don't need all that extra cheese and dairy as far as I'm concerned. I think a little bit goes a really long way when it comes to dairy. And so I love looking for whole food options to make recipes more nutritionally balanced, but also giving you more nutrition. Because at the end of the day, I think sometimes we're getting too much of certain types of foods in our diet. I think I read something recently that said that people only eat like 20 foods all the time. And there's, you know, like hundreds of foods out there. But most people only eat the same 20 foods all the time. So I'm always trying to figure out ways that I can add different things into my foods to give my body different nutrients. It's really good to kind of shock your body and give it different things. So I'm going to go ahead and add this cashew cream. Hopefully it's going to melt down in here. Hopefully the chicken is getting done. And I'll probably snap another picture of this when I am done. I'm going to add that there. And I'm just going to go ahead and mix that in to the dish. It's going to make it nice and rich. Oh, probably should have used a bigger dish because I have a lot of zucchini noodles coming. So I don't know if you can see this, but it is like super, super creamy, almost cheesy. Oh, smells incredible, especially with that that awesome Cajun sauce that I threw in there that I made homemade from my own pantry. Oh my God, so good. This is like way better than anything you're gonna get out at a restaurant, guaranteed. Like, I don't even like going to restaurants anymore. I'm just like, I tell my friends, come to my house, I'll cook for you, because I actually like my food better than most restaurants. I mean, there are some really good restaurants that I absolutely love and adore, and I go to them all the time because all the other restaurants I really don't like. I think that sometimes they try to overcomplicate food, and food should just, when you keep it simple, that's usually the best kind of recipe. All right. So I don't know if you can see this, but it is like totally incredible. You can see like how thick and creamy that cashew sauce made this. It's awesome. Okay, so I'm gonna snap a quick pic and I will be right back. And when I come back, I am going to add the zucchini noodles to the pot to make it a pasta. It smells amazing, you guys. Like, you have no idea how amazing this smells right now. Oh my God, I want to eat it all day. Okay, so I have a lot of zucchini noodles here, and I'm just going to kind of break them up so they're not like so crazy long. And I'm probably going to shut off the heat at this point. I don't like to, I like to save the zucchini noodles for the very, very end because, you know, they're very thin and they can get really kind of soggy and weird. And I love having them kind of a little bit sauteed, but not soggy, because then they have that real pasta-like crunch. That is the secret to making zucchini feel like pasta in your mouth. So I have shut off the stove, and I'm just letting it, just throwing in the zucchini noodles and breaking them up as I do it, because when you spiralize zucchini, it actually makes these like really long threads. Sometimes I use like a kitchen scissors to break it up, but since I'm only making this for me and nobody else, it doesn't really matter. It's just my hands. And you guys, I guess, too. I'm making it for you. But you're not eating it, unfortunately. They haven't made that technology yet. Too bad, huh? I can't wait for that day when I can actually, like, share food across, like, the screen with people. Wouldn't that be crazy? Okay, so I'm going to give this a little bit of a stir since I already have so much. And I may end up having to reserve the rest of it. We'll see. I'm going to stir in those zucchini noodles. And I use a spiralizer that I got off of Amazon. It's just a real cheap plastic one. It's like 20 bucks. And I swear to you, I use it like 3 or 4 times a week. And because I don't really love eating pasta. It's not something that I really enjoy eating. It doesn't taste very good to me anymore since I've lost weight. So I do a lot of spiralizing to kind of still give me that pasta-like feel when I'm cooking. But yeah, so I use my spiralizer all the time. It's only like 20 bucks on Amazon. And yeah, I've definitely gotten my money's worth out of that. My mom bought me like a really expensive spiralizer attachment for my KitchenAid, my standing mixer. And I've never used it because honestly, the little cheap one works the best. So I'm just going to add a few more zucchini noodles in here. Make it look extra pretty. And I want to use as many of these as I can for the shot. Okay. So yeah, I mean, I know that there's a lot of times some of the women that come to me that want to lose weight, we talk about healthy food swaps, and one of them is really swapping out pasta for things like zucchini noodles or black bean noodles, chickpea noodles. They have all kinds of quinoa pasta. I mean, they have all kinds of different pasta variations that are out there now that are made with whole foods. And I absolutely love those. The thing I don't like about pasta, and this is not like an anti-pasta Facebook Live by any means, but the thing I don't like about it for weight loss is that a lot of times that the women that come to me that need to lose weight, their main struggle is portion control. I find, and that was something that I struggled with until I really started tracking my food and understanding the serving sizes on the food labels and seeing it translated onto my food diary. I didn't really realize how much food I was overeating. And that was very eye-opening and a huge learning experience in my weight loss. I think that most people are, generally speaking, overeating. I mean, the portions even at restaurants are like out of control. They're like 3 times the amount that some person needs to be eating in one sitting. So the thing with pasta that's really challenging is a lot of times a box will say like 1 ounce is 200 calories. Well, 1 ounce is literally like the amount of pasta you can fit in the palm of your hand. It is so super, super tiny, so tiny. And I mean, what person is going to eat just a little itty bitty tiny pasta? I mean, no, nobody's going to do that. So, you know, to me, and to me, usually when I eat pasta, it's one of those situations where I feel full, but then I'm hungry afterwards because I don't feel like I've really eaten. And that's generally because there's so much carbs in them and you're not getting enough protein and healthy fat to balance out those carbs. And so it sort of leaves you feeling empty afterwards. And that protein and healthy fat are really what's going to help make you feel full so you're not craving and having that snackiness after you have like a big bowl of pasta for dinner. So for me personally, one thing that has been huge for me in maintaining my 80-pound weight loss has been cooking recipes like this and finding healthy replacements like zucchini noodles instead of pasta because, and honestly, like I said, I don't really crave pasta that much anymore. And so finding those healthy replacements, finding kitchen hacks that allow you to take shortcuts to make healthy recipes a real possibility. Because like this meal, I probably made it in 15 minutes or less, and I probably could have done it even faster if I had not been talking to you guys and having to take pictures for the website I'm writing for this week. But yeah, I probably could have made it in 10 minutes, like super easy. Once you have everything prepped and ready to go, it's so easy to do, like really, like your children could do it, seriously. So anyways, that's the recipe, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you want to see more cooking demos with me, or if you have any questions, just drop them in the comments below. I also want to remind you guys that my new course, Eat to Lose Weight, it's an 8-week course. It's going to be launching March 6th. So right now, I have my winter group going through the 8-week course. They're on week 5. Oh, and I want to tell you an amazing story. So one of the girls that is going through the program last night, she emailed me and she told me she has lost 12 pounds so far. It's only week 5, and just because she has gone through this course, she's like, Megan, I have learned so much from you and I've already lost 12 pounds. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited for her. So if you want to lose weight, if you want to hear more of my tricks and how I was able to lose weight and how I can help you lose weight, sign up for the wait list. I'm going to be honest with you, I don't allow everybody into the program, so it's a first come, first serve basis. So the sooner you get yourself on that wait list, the higher the probability is that you're going to get in for that March 6th launch. I do this very specifically because as a nutrition practitioner, it's really important to me to make sure that people actually learn. Not that you're just getting towards your goal, but that you're actually learning and understanding how to apply everything in your day-to-day life, because that's what's going to help you really sustain your weight loss long term. So if you want in on that program, make sure you sign up for that wait list. And if by signing up for that wait list, you're actually going to get privy to pre-registration deals. So just letting you know. And those deals, so when registration actually opens, those pre-registration deals will go away. So when you get on the wait list, make sure you sign up, make sure you get those deals, make sure you buy in right as quickly as possible so that you get in for that March 6th date. Okay, guys, it was fun cooking with you this morning, and I hope to talk to you soon. Bye.